Hey guys, it's Bub here. In this video, we're taking a look at Beta 09. Beta 09 is a Windows 10 mod that brings Windows 10 and makes it look like a beta build of Windows 7. We've taken a look at previous Windows 10 builds that really mimic the RTM version of Windows 7, but I don't believe we've taken a look at anything that aims to make Windows 10 look like a beta build. I can't remember the specific build that this one is modeled after, but the reason it's called Beta 09 is because of the beta fish that was present in Windows 7 as well as Windows 8 developer builds. So I'm very eager to take a look at this because not only do we get a look at someone's work of bringing Windows 10 to look like Windows 7, but we also get a nice refresher of what Windows 7 used to look like before it was released to manufacturing. So I'm going to go ahead and boot up this VM and we'll boot into the installer. Alright, and here we are on the installer. So remember, this is Windows 10. This isn't Windows 7. We can see it identifies itself though as Windows 7 build 7000, so that's apparently the build that this ISO is trying to mimic, and it is a 2008 build, so about a year before RTM. We're going to go ahead and click next and install now, and it should bring us into, I don't actually know what's next, the product key that we don't have, because I would assume you would enter a Windows 10 product key to activate this because it's Windows 10, but at this point you never know. It even identifies itself in the EULA as Windows 7 operating system beta, but we'll accept and continue. I clicked the wrong thing, and we'll install to our virtual disk. And now we are installing this build. One thing that really caught my eye when I wanted to look at this was the fact that the ISO is 6.86 gigabytes. I believe that's larger than a Windows 11 ISO at this point, so it's crazy how large this ISO is, so I'm very eager, like I said, to see why, because Windows 10 itself is not that big. So what's the extra gigabytes for this OS? Alright, and here we are in the desktop of Beta 09. The only thing I've done off screen was I went ahead and installed VMware Tools, but other than that, I haven't touched anything or looked at anything in this operating system. So as the name implies, we can see right here on the desktop we have the beta fish that was present in both Windows 7 developer builds as well as Windows 8 developer builds. It was not included, to my knowledge, anywhere in the Windows 10 technical preview and the Windows 11 ISOs. By default, we can see that our system is in the traditional non-arrow mode. I don't know if we can change that in Control Panel. That's something we'll have to take a look at, but we do have the accelerated graphics enabled because of VMware Tools, so we should be seeing arrow effects. On the desktop, we have our recycle bin, which some weird window opened up, and then recycle bin took a while to open. And then we have send feedback, which I don't know what this is. It's a shortcut to something, a shortcut to a Control Panel window that does not actually appear to open. Down on the taskbar, we have Show Desktop on this side, our calendar, our network settings, our volume settings, and then in the system tray, we have our typical Bluetooth and remove hardware, but then we also have 7 taskbar tweaker, as well as whatever this one is, Basic Themer 2. On the left side of the taskbar, we have our Windows Media Player, as well as the File Explorer, Internet Explorer, and our Start menu. Our Start menu actually doesn't match the theme of this operating system, and I don't know if that was intentional or not. I don't know if Windows 7 build 7000 did that or not, but you can see that it's more like a gray, and the taskbar is more of like a lighter whitish gray. It does not match the theme at all. By default, here on the Start menu, we have our Getting Started, which does, Windows 7. We have Windows Media Center, Sticky Notes, Snipping Tool, Calculator, and Paint. All of these are from the preview build. These did not make it, well, at least some of these icons did not make it to the RTM build of Windows 7. Our Start menu looks relatively the same on this side, nothing too out of the ordinary. Going to all programs, we can see that we have our default programs, desktop gadget gallery, so we can add desktop gadgets, which is pretty cool. Internet Explorer, 64-bit, regular IE, send feedback that doesn't work, DVD maker, fax and scan media player, media center, Windows Update, XPS viewer. I am curious to see if Windows Update works or does anything. Probably not, I'm going to assume, because this is Windows 10. Under accessories, the only thing that really sticks out to me, aside from the calculator icon being different, I kind of expected it to open an older calculator, but I wasn't sure, is that we have Windhawk installed. I've seen this used in builds before, but I've heard mixed reviews about it. I've never personally used it a lot. Yeah, and we can see this is where Windows 10 starts to poke its head through, because we can see the Windows 10 top bar right here. Probably this is a UWP app. I could be wrong though. And we can see some of the things that are applied here through Windhawk. Going back into the start menu though, we can see we have games. I misclicked on the wrong thing. We can see that it does have my favorite game from this era, which is Purple Place. Maintenance, we have typical, on startup, we have auto hotkey scripts that disables the emoji flyout, disables, I don't even know what this is. Let's see if we can open this in the folder. No, it doesn't appear to let me, unless I just totally missed it. Disable Win something, disable Win S, disable Win Tab, and disable Win V, disabling key functionality that comes with Windows 10. Windows Administrative Tools, nothing too out of the ordinary. I do notice iSCSI Initiator. I don't know if that comes with Windows 7 or not. I know it's an option that you can add, but I don't know if it came with 7 or not. Marketplace Windows Web, which actually both opens, let's see. Well, it just redirects to Microsoft's website. But the first thing I'm noticing is that this is actually Firefox. So they did go the route of theming Firefox like Internet Explorer. We have seen this before to be able to use modern web pages in a browser that looks like Internet Explorer. And it is doing a pretty good job. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell. I mean, maybe here, right there, you can see this is Firefox. But other than that, I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell that this wasn't Internet Explorer. That we then have the Windows Ease of Access, Windows PowerShell, and Windows System. Let's go ahead and jump into Task Manager. We can see what processes are running. Definitely a lot of things that are related to this build, like 7 taskbar, auto hotkey, basic themer. And then in performance, we're using typical Windows CPU utilization, 5%, 28, 3, and then we're using 2 gigs of RAM. So not bad, but it is definitely using a bit of CPU resources. As for disk space, because remember the ISO was 6.8 something gigabytes, we are using 21 gigs on a 59.8 gig disk, and we have 38.7 gigs of free space. So it's using, I believe, about what a typical Windows install would use, maybe just a little more because of all the tweaks we have. In the File Explorer, we can see we do have Home Group and the traditional older Windows icons. The one thing I am intrigued on here is, well, first of all, I keep seeing Windhawk open down there, but I would like to know if we can get this to a Windows Arrow theme, but it does not appear like the window borders are changing, which is a little disappointing. I was really hoping to see like a Windows Arrow theme, but it is possible that that wasn't actually in this build yet. I could be wrong. I don't really know where Windows 7 Build 7000 lies in the grand scheme of the Windows 7 development history. But with that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new around here, as I do all kinds of different technology videos, including device restorations. If you have any other video ideas, please let me know down in the comments below, as I would love to take a look at them. In fact, many of my videos are viewer recommended. With that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.